Hi guys, welcome to Mums in Melanin. I'm Takumbo.
I'm Ayola.
I'm Debbie.
I'm Takoni.
And before we go any further, guys, we need your support.
Yeah.
We know that you're enjoying our content, you're giving us likes, you're giving us comments, but we really need you guys to subscribe. Yeah. Our goal is to get to 500 subscribers.
Come on.
500, small number like this.
Small number, we can do this.
Help us, help me help you. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome. So if you haven't already, please click that subscribe button now and let's just move on. It's free, it's easy, and it will do us a world of good.
Thank you, guys.
So today's video, we're talking about child privacy, boundaries, and we're going to get into a whole load of things.
Okay, so when you say child privacy, what do you mean?
When are your kids entitled to like their own privacy, like with their bodies? Do you know what I mean? Like when they're young, you know, you can just strip them naked anyhow. You can just bath them all together. They can run around the house naked. When can it be like, oh, mom, no? Do you wait for them to tell you? Do you now start hiding them themselves?
It's like, because I think about this all the time. Obviously, Micaiah's still very young. Like, he's going to be 4. But at the same time, I do think, like, because even outside of the examples you gave, even us just walking around our houses without necessarily being fully clothed, you know what I mean?
As parents.
Of you at home, so you just feel free. But, you know, as a child, at what stage or age, and does a gender matter when I can and cannot walk around like that? Is there an age where, I don't know, because sometimes in my head I think he's still a baby, and he is. Yeah. But in the same breath, if I make it normal to just be seeing particular things in the house, does it then make it normal for him to lay on auntie's boob, or if auntie was, do you know what I mean? It's just, it's questionable because he's a baby and he's learning it to be normal. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. So for me, I have a young boy and a young girl, right? Yeah. Currently, I bath them together and they enjoy it. Like, they have fun, they bring their toys in the bath and they do what they're doing. So Isaiah is 6 now and Amara's 2. Yeah. So it's quite a substantial age difference. Like, Isaiah knows, like, the different body parts. But Amara's just a 2-year-old, she don't know anything. So it's just like, okay, I'm bathing them together and I'm thinking in my head at some point, this is not even gonna, even sometimes I'll be like, Isaiah, you need to go and bath first. He'll be like, oh, where's Amara? What's happening? But for me, it's just like, he's getting older now. And because they're learning about the different body parts, he knows that he's got a willy and doesn't really know what a vagina is, but he knows that there's a difference. So because he knows that, and because he's actually out here in the big wide world in terms of like schooling and older children, I'm trying to put in those boundaries. Like, you don't need really to be in that same situation. You know what I mean?
Boundaries household, what do you mean?
Like, now you need to be covering yourself. Okay. So I've really spoken to him about, okay, like, you need to make sure you cover your private parts. When you come out of the shower, Isaiah will drop his towel and just walk down, flinging himself around. And to him, it's normal. And I guess, like you said, like, he's still very young, but actually, you can't just be doing that, because I'll take him swimming and he's in the changing room. I need to wheeze, flung off or something. But there's so many people around. I don't know anybody's brain. Do you know what I mean? And what you're doing at home, you can't be doing it outside. Like,
this is it.
The comfortability, like, and just it being normal, that can't be it anymore. But
it's weird because, I don't know, I understand why you would bath them together, but for me, I would think that age difference is too big. But like, when people have asked me, I'm like, like, obviously I didn't have
your siblings when you were growing up.
Yeah, but my sister's a girl. So my next sibling is a girl, and I think that's why. If we were talking about 6 and a 2-year-old, there's 2 girls, I probably wouldn't feel.
Like Sienna and Azariah.
The same difference between them.
Okay, it was fine.
I remember bathing, I can't remember till what age. Yeah. But I think as a 2-year-old, I was still having baths with my brother, right?
Yeah. But is the same.
4 years, But like I just said, like, I do feel like now I'm transitioning out of it because he's getting older. Okay. For Mara, it's whatever in it, because she's still a baby. Like, she's still in her little baby bath thing. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? It's not really anything.
She's not paying attention.
But because he's getting older and because he's now understanding the female and male anatomy, and it's something that they're starting to teach them in school, that's why I'm like, okay, I need to put in those boundaries.
But then, like, what comes to my mind is why?
What do you mean?
Like, why do you need the boundaries?
Siblings as well.
They're siblings.
Exactly.
There's never gonna. It's do you know what I mean? Like, it's never gonna be sexualized. It's never gonna be anything like that. They're just siblings.
That's just like.
Oh, sorry, guys.
It's just like Sienna and Azariah. So obviously their gap is 4 years as well, and they bath together. And even till now, But obviously Zico being 2, sometimes he wants to join. And sometimes I allow them to all be in the bath together because they're siblings.
It's a fun time.
Yeah, listen, they have fun. Let me tell you something here. The whole bathroom here is a mess. There's water out the bath, everything. Yeah. So, like, it's now, because Sienna's 8, I'm trying to now teach her about more privacy, stuff like that. She'll come out the bath, obviously, just be naked anyhow. Her dad says, "Oh, it's because you be, you know, like just freeing up." You know, like just we learned it from our mothers. My mum walked around naked in the house. It was very normal. It was never a thing. Even till now, it's not a thing at all.
Are you guys comfortable walking around naked in the house?
I am. You know what? When I think about it now,
do you know what? I'm definitely comfortable. But my only issue is if you know sometimes these toddlers be asking questions.
Hello.
That's where it's like. I think
maybe because I've been doing it from time. My kids don't ask me questions.
Exactly.
At all.
You probably don't come to mind because, like you said, your mum did it. So it's
but
normal.
then I'm becoming more conscious as Sienna's getting older. I am trying to like cover up a little bit, just because I don't know. Like I feel like she will become more curious. You understand, or more. I don't know, I feel like she might ask questions.
And they ask questions.
But again, what's the question she's asking?
The questions that I received.
Like what? Yeah, because I don't. Yeah.
What questions were you asked?
Firstly, you're too rude. And it upsets my spirit. So let me just cover myself so there's no one can offend anybody. Everybody's covered. Kiana was very young. She was like, "Why you got that in your stomach?" First of all, you did it. I had you and you made these lines on my baby.
Yeah.
What's
Kiana? I will now come and be like, "Mommy, what's that?" And it's not even like, "Oh, what's that?" It's like, "What's that?" Are you rude? You've right now installed insecurities in me, guys. So I'm not generally I'm not comfortable anyway, because breastfeeding and transitioning, when you see my breast, you want it. Especially with Amara.
That's fair.
And because it took so long to get her off the breast, I don't want to give her any reason to think that this thing is available to her.
Fair.
So I'll always make sure, even now, she'll come and she'll be nuzzling my boob, and I'm like, "Move, man! Leave me just to be by myself." Like, I can't.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm just very much, and I like to be free. I like to sleep naked. When the kids are not home, I just be in the mirror, exhibitionist. I'm just like, "Hello, everybody." But when they're around, I'm just like, "Oh my God, I can't come and show you," because I just don't. Not because like I don't want you to see my naked body, just because it's better that I don't need any questions.
But you know what? At the same time, it's normalized. Like this is what normal body looks like.
This is what I like.
This is what it looks like.
Now I see myself now as an adult, and I see like at the time, mom's body. Like I didn't obviously ask her questions, but it didn't make sense to me. Do you know what I mean?
This is one of the root kids that just didn't sleep.
But I couldn't. There is. I got a question, but I just like. When I was young, it kind of reminds me of a dog.
Oh!
Pause. Wait, explain.
Guys.
Obviously, like, there's no way out.
Obviously, I never said it out loud, innit? Do you know what I mean? But kind of like a dog's face. So like the ears, or like the boobs, like everything was just a bit.
This is so sad. How old were you at that? No, this is so sad.
I can see how her and Isaiah are related now. This is the same force. This is the same kind of question.
But I never said nothing. I wasn't braced enough to say anything.
Yeah, but that's because
it came to mind. Do you know what I mean? Obviously now I'm older. Me too. I've had 2 kids. I look in the mirror.
Do you see that same dog?
You might be seeing the dog.
But yeah, like I can appreciate my mom's body much more, and I can understand it. So it even makes me feel like okay with my own, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Because I know mine is normal because I saw hers. Does that make sense? So yeah, but then I get the question.
I wonder what it's like for a guy. I do know guys who will say their mum walks around. Like if they're a guy,
the son.
Okay. So obviously, I do know a guy, for example, that says, "Oh, like there was a time he's like a family friend. We were going to his house, and when he's like open doors, 1 second, let me just check my mum's decent because he's used to it, and it wasn't a thing for him because that's just what mum does.
Yeah.
But like I'm saying, I think I wouldn't be concerned when you're older and you just know that this is just mum. I think it's more so when I'm not sure if you understand. Because Micaiah can just decide that he's going to walk around naked too because mummy walks around naked.
I mean, in your home, why not? In your home, why not?
This is someone that I said, well, I want to wee and can just anywhere in the middle of any... Do you know what I mean? So how am I to be sure when you're at Roman's house? Not that it's a problem at Roman's house, obviously, we're all family, but there's some houses you go to that you just can't necessarily walk around like that. Or if someone's making around you that's older than you, I need you to know that that's not okay.
Yeah.
So if a boy who's maybe like 8 or 10 is walking around naked around you, I need you to know that
I think
actually
maybe
it's not cool.
Private parts are private.
So it's just kind of understanding when to bring in that kind of, do you know what I mean? Education without it being obviously over the top, because there is some normalising that we need to embrace. But equally a balance.
Normalising it now, like you just said, it's not okay for older people. God forbid, there's never going to be a situation our children are going to be in any type of environment that anything that could happen. But an older person now being naked in front of your child in a way that is not for our children.
Yeah.
If your child thinks that it's normal for people to be naked, they may see it and be like, oh, okay, like, as opposed to what the hell is happening here? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So like, that's another reason why I'm not comfortable with it being normalized. It's actually not normal for you to just be naked for no reason.
In your house.
I don't care where it is.
But you say family.
Families are different, right?
You're right.
Some people,
and I guess the word normal
is
different. It's different to everybody. But for me, like, underwear, fine. Like, you're still covered. When I say naked, I mean like tits hanging or underwear, just sitting here naked for everybody to catch suntan. That's not really what. It's not ideal. Like, I'm not about that. I wasn't like. Don't get me wrong, I've seen my mum naked and she'll be chilling, she'll have her wrapper, whatever. She's never going to be stark naked. And I'm fine with that, even in the towel or whatever, just some sort of coverage. But for you to just be out here like...
not chilling naked, not like watching TV naked. But if I'm going to the bathroom quickly, or I'm going, I don't know, I need to get something from the sitting room.
There's a reason that you're naked. You're naked because you're...
No, I could have put...
Or you're naked because you just...
I could have put a towel around myself, I could have really...
Come home from work, tired.
Do you know what
off everything.
For me, I feel like I'm very much in the kind of like encouragement of normalizing the naked body at home. I think it's about teaching when that's not okay outside the home. You understand? So Sienna's 8. Like, now I tell her when she comes out the bath, like, oh, cover up, or, you know, like, why are you walking out naked? Where's your clothes and whatever? When she's been naked for like longer than she needs to be. But it's, you know, knowing that, okay, you know, when you're outside, and start teaching that when you're outside in front of other people, if you're going swimming, if you're anywhere else, PE, whatever, cover yourself. Now, for Sienna, it's now. She's 8. Zico and Azariah, I'm still saying the same messages, but it's not so, like, they're young, innit? It's not so enforced. Especially Zico, like, he's 2. It's not really... Azariah, she's 4, so she needs to start understanding that. Like, this is private. Even between themselves, like, don't touch. Even, you know, like, all of that.
But exactly, this is what I mean, between themselves.
Yeah.
Cousins, that if everyone just believes you can just...
no.
Only God knows you can be figuring out, look at you. It's just a child's mind. It's innocent, but you have to be careful with that innocence. Do you know what I mean? Like,
because there's so much curiosity in that innocence.
There's so much curiosity. That's exactly it. So not to say that anyone's got any funny mind within our children, but there is some type of...
And allowing some of that curiosity, like, sometimes you kind of need to allow that. Like, your children are going to do it. Like, yours is different to mine, or, you know, they're going to know, like, boy and girl, for example, Azariah and Zico, they're going to know, oh, wait, Zico's got a willy, you know, like, different things. I think that curiosity is good, but not touching and obviously, right. Even in the home,
controlled,
that's
that
right.
environment.
It's good, but in the home. If imagine a child isn't taught that, and say for example they're going to, I don't know, reception or school nursery, and it's PE. I don't even know if they do PE. They do. Perfect. And so you just think like you're not necessarily taught that you can't be. You're just you, innit? At home, everyone's naked. So whilst you're changing, you might be taking a very long time to put your next, I don't know, PE kit on or whatever. And you're just walking around looking for your shoe in the middle of the changing room. You know what I mean? It's just understanding that I can't be like this in public. But my thing is, obviously, you don't want to cage your child too much because they are still young. But at the same time, there needs to be an understanding that privacy is privacy. Do you know what I mean? And so if we're walking around, it's just kind of how do we balance that whilst we're walking around and giving the education without being overbearing, but still giving that education.
I've got a question.
I guess, sorry, my thoughts on that is to basically practice what you preach. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm very much like, I can't be telling my child, don't be naked all the time as my tits are swinging in their face. Like, there needs to be some sort of, you know, lead by example involved. So I was saying to them, okay, it's very important that you cover yourself, okay? Everybody shouldn't see your private parts. If you go to the toilet, you close the door before you pull down your trousers. Or, you know, it's simple, before you open and let everybody, you make sure you've covered properly. Those type of things is very important. And I stress. So I'll be like, what did I say? It's very important. Just so that we know that, okay, that this it's your body. Even for anybody else.
To add,
you know what I mean?
Even to add to that in terms of leading by example, when, like, if you take your children swimming or things like that, showing them that, okay, you know, like wrapping yourself.
Yeah.
Obviously at home it might be different, but now we're in public, this is what, you know what I mean? Like that example there. I've got a question. Oh, go on.
I forgot it, don't worry.
How do you feel about this thing about children sitting on people's laps?
Yeah.
At school, you know, like it was a thing where it was kind of like a rule that children are not meant to. You know, like the Father Christmas and all of that.
I am still on the fence about that. I am still on the fence about that because I know people who have a family friend who to somebody else, their family friend basically, I don't know, he was a bit too comfortable with the young child. He put him on his lap and the young child just didn't know anything. She just didn't know anything. So she would, this is my friend now, but like she'll just obviously just sit, Uncle said I should sit on his lap, she'll just sit in. And obviously it's just like they're chilling, my band was by her sweet. But there was this uncle at the time was like quite a grown teenager. I'm kind of going through some, exploring some different, you know, thoughts and experiences or whatever. And now in her adult age, she understands what was going on when she was sitting on his lap, but she didn't know then.
Oh.
So things like that concern me because at the time she didn't know.
Yeah.
But at the time the child wouldn't know because why would you know? You're just a child just sitting on uncle's lap. A house you go to frequently, a family friend. Do you know what I mean? So I do think the lap thing, particularly on the opposite gender, it's not really for me. Like I'm not really here for my daughter
even
to
family.
sit on uncle's lap. There's just no need for it. They can just sit beside you. It's just not. There's no need for it. It's a bit awkward for me. Maybe on like one lap, but not like
in the middle.
Yeah, it's a bit much for me because it's just. I can't be sure what's going on, and that example, once you told me that, kind of just sparked something in my head. That for me, it's just not worth it for you to in my lap.
Is that like stopped in schools?
Yeah, I think there was a time where there was like a blanket rule that children shouldn't be sitting on adults' laps.
I went to like the school Ron was going to, and when I came in to pick him up, he was with the receptionist and he was on her lap. And for a second I thought, what's going on here? He was having a whale of a time, do you know what I mean? He was playing with her, he was doing, maybe he even jumped on her lap himself, do you know what I mean? Because they were having a really good time. But I did for a second, I was like, do you know what I mean? But then I just kind of, the thought left my head. But obviously now we're talking about it now, it sort of reminded me that, like, do you know what I mean?
But do we think it's heightened when it's a girl sitting on a man's lap rather than a boy sitting on a... Yeah, maybe that's why you felt it's just innocent.
And I think that's where it's come from.
Sitting on
because obviously the organs are different.
Exactly.
It's different.
So it's more expressive, isn't it? So for me,
it's true.
From
you
that
come
point...
in, you see your little girl sleeping on a grown sitting on a grown man's lap.
It's not right. I'm okay with it. Yeah. I'm okay. If it's not your dad, there's just no need. Why can't she just be on one lap on the side? It's a bit much for me.
I think I think it started from like the Christmas, you know, Father Christmas when you go see Santa.
Yeah.
So now I think the kid sits beside or on the knee, like
it's on the knee.
Yeah,
I never really liked it anyway.
Yeah, no, because I don't like it.
Yeah, I didn't take it wrong, man.
And it's funny because when he didn't like it, I used to kind of encourage him, come on.
Yeah. Then
I just thought to myself, why am I encouraging to on a stranger's lap? Like, where are we going with this? You know, sometimes you have to really take yourself back. I think about what you're doing, but I don't know. With boundaries, I think it's very difficult.
Yeah.
Because there isn't a blanket statement.
No.
You can't say it's black or white. Because I get why you have the measures you have at home, but at the same time, I understand why we're like, there is some freedom to some degree.
Yeah, and I think also it's like. It's I guess with time, it's teaching your kids like social norms. So because there's many things you can do in your house that you can't do outside.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Even like inside and outside voices, even when you carry yourself in your house, you can be jumping on the sofas.
But when do you teach that norm is the question.
Yeah,
your child can sit on someone's lap at 2.
I know.
But they're still young.
I know. Yeah.
You know what? I think when there's a level of understanding, then like, because right now your 2-year-old, I can say to her, Mara, don't go and sit on uncle's lap. I'll turn my head, she'll be sitting there.
She'll be there.
There's no comprehension there. But my 6-year-old, I'll say, listen, don't go and sit on uncle's lap. I turn my head, he's sitting on the floor.
Yeah.
Because he understands. You know what I mean? But so my next question, I guess, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, so basically when they're older and able to understand the instructions, that's when we do it.
I think so.
But I like to hold this thing of saying it's still young. They may not get it, they may not do it, but...
When they're young, don't sit on uncle's lap.
That's a bit random though.
Eventually it will connect.
But that's a bit random though, because I don't have those scenarios. But
for example, don't talk to strangers. So much so that if I say hello to someone on the street that he doesn't know, it's like, Mummy, you're talking to strangers, yeah? And I like that because then I'll say, oh, this is not a stranger. I only hear from year 1.
Or saying good morning is okay, but then you know, like having that I think good morning is manners.
Good morning to
anybody. Good morning as you're walking up.
No, it's really fine.
No, can I tell you on a school?
Good morning to a child that I don't know. Good morning, and the child blanks me. I'm gonna be like, okay.
on the school run,
You don't know me.
That's
you don't
it.
actually need
Let me tell you something. On the school run, there was a woman in her car, and the girls were on their bicycles in front. So when I got to the car, she was like, "Oh, are these little girls your girls?" I said, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh, they were so lovely. They said good morning," and that's like, I encourage it. Say good morning, like it's polite. It's manners.
I understand your point.
No. That's it. That's where it ends. It's good morning, but you don't go and take sweets. You don't go and follow them anywhere.
But what if it was Tom who takes to drive by the school every morning, but you don't know that, and he comes at different times? It's like, "Oh, your kids are lovely." They say good morning. Next day, good morning. Next day, good morning. Then it's, "Oh, how are you today?" Then it's, "How was school?" Do you know what? It's just the risk. It's the risk of building a relationship. Of I'm allowed to greet this person. He's still a stranger.
Yeah. But you can
good
greet.
morning now. They're like, okay, yeah, they're not a stranger because
Mummy knows us. Because it blurs the line slowly. Because, "Oh, how was school
No,
today?"
they're still a stranger. They're still a stranger. It's not mummy's friend. It's not mummy's friend. Mummy's friend is different. Even mummy's friend, just be careful. Don't go with mummy's friend if she picks you up. If I don't tell you that Auntie Debbie was picking up from school, don't go with her. You know, like that.
No, it's true.
No, but that's what my mum told me. My mum was like, "Listen, Auntie's there, but if I didn't tell you Auntie's coming to pick you up, don't go."
Exactly. But this is my concern. It's not like, obviously it sounds a bit extra, but it's just, if someone's doing something every day, if I see a colleague every day, I slowly feel like I'm getting to know you. When you now ask me how was school after maybe 4 weeks of every day, 5 days a week,
next minute come and take a sweet and the rest of it.
I'm not happy, it wasn't nice, I wanted to teach this to you. The next time, giving a sweet, it's not a stranger so much anymore. Do you know what I mean? It's, "Oh, mummy, is that lady you're talking to in front of the car when we're on the..." Do you know what I mean? So there's no need for the good morning. Everyone can just go back there.
I think maybe because Sienna's a little maturer, and she's quite mature for even an 8-year-old. So she will come and tell me, "Oh, mum, this person gave me sweet," or this. She won't go and take it or eat it or whatever. As a Raya being 4 is a bit, but with Sienna there with her, she will follow suit. You understand? But by herself, I can't trust that one.
Okay, how do we feel about kissing our children on the lips? So as a mum, I kiss my kids and it's whatever. Like, give me a kiss, mwah, whatever, fine. But this is gonna sound so weird. With their dads, especially with our dad, I've asked him like, "When are you gonna stop kissing him on his lips?" Because
why are you asking?
Because like, just in my head, it's like, okay, like, what are we doing here? Like, is he gonna be 15 years old and he's like, "All right, dad, bye, kiss him on..." It just, do you know what? Like, it doesn't seem like the norm. Like, I don't know. Like, it's a bit like, is it when he starts feeling uncomfortable or when he gets a bit embarrassed? But you know, eventually kids get embarrassed. Like, "Oh, don't kiss me." And the mum's still like, "Mwah." But then when it's your dad, like, are you still gonna be like, "What's happening? Don't want to kiss me on my lips?" Like, it just seems a bit, well, I don't know.
I do think with age, I think both the child and the dad will get to a point where it's just like, it's alright.
Right.
You think so?
It changes. It might develop.
Some dads,
Never on the lips.
On the lips is different.
No, I'm talking about the lips.
This is it. There's some cultures that kiss on the lips right throughout. As in, I'm 50, you're 70, you're 60. Some cultures are like that. That's how they greet each other. And obviously, that's a norm in their culture. So we're obviously talking about us, it not being a norm in our culture.
No, I'm talking about our culture. So my husband...
it not being a norm in our culture. So our culture, as we are, we don't kiss on the lips. Like, generally. Exactly. I just feel like there will come a point where Makai's voice is going to drop. I just can't imagine Sadiq go and come and give me a kiss on the lips. I know the way Sadiq is.
Charles said that he will kiss you.
Yeah, my husband said that he's never going to stop kissing on his lips. He said on his lips.
He's not on his lips.
He said he doesn't care. He said, my husband said it's his kids, he's going to do it.
Remember some of these boys, when they get older, they never want to brush their teeth on time. I'm just not sure that the dad's going to kiss them on the lips. I'm not going to lie to you. I feel like it naturally will. It's true, you know, teenagers, let's be honest, let's remember what teenagers boys are like.
My dad was still kissing me on the lips when I was in secondary school.
Do you know what I mean? Girl is different. I'm boy. No, I think it's different. My dad used to kiss me like all the time. Like that one, I was running away. I was like, "Daddy, stop doing that." My lips, my cheek, any way you can find. It's just like, it's very much my baby, my daughter. Do you know what I mean? Like, to be honest, a lot of the time, I remember it being more on the cheek, but it was very kissing my daughter. Do you know what I mean? But me, after a while, I was just like, "Dad," and I felt like he picked up from just kind of let it go, and then it's just more of a cuddle because for me, it got not uncomfortable, but it just felt like, "Dad, it's alright. Then this all the time, I'm fine." Do you know what I mean? I think with boys to boys, I do think that there's a stage.
She's been thinking for a while.
I know. Let me just finish quickly. So I think with boys, I do think there's an age. Like, I'm thinking obviously for my brother, so my brother and my dad. Like, I'm using them as an example, growing up with them. There's an age where it's just like I said, like. Teenage, it wasn't a norm. Like, I can't imagine Sadiq doing it because it wasn't a norm in my environment. Maybe that's why. Go on.
The way she looks at you.
I I think if the kids are okay with it, then it should continue as long as they want to continue it for. It's up to the kids. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, the kid doesn't want it no more, then we call it a day. Do you know what I mean? But if they're still okay with it, we'll continue. My husband will continue to do it as long as his son's alright with it. And if his son's not alright with it, he may still try it. By the time they reject you, you'll stop trying. Do you understand?
That leads me to my next question now. Are we taking cues from our child as parents? So, for example, you know, like now, children have so much rights. Yeah. So if a child says, if you're saying, "Give me a kiss," and they say, "I don't want to kiss you," at 2 years old, are we saying, "Okay, I accept that," or you're saying, "Come and kiss me," or like, what are we following their cues? Are we taking into consideration what they want? So we're talking about their privacy and boundaries.
Yeah.
Are we respecting their boundaries?
I think for Micaiah specifically, when he said I don't want to, it's not because of any type of it's not because he's uncomfortable. It's probably because he wants to run and do something and I'm wasting his time. Or do you know what I mean? He doesn't want to stop for a kiss. I think when I realise that he's saying it because he's not comfortable, I will take that cue.
Yeah.
And I'll kiss you
how do
on
you
the
differentiate between him not being comfortable and him just not wanting to?
I think you can just tell by the way they react. Like, if you're in the middle of something like kiss, I can see that it's like, "Mommy, but I need to go get my Paw Patrol phone." Like, it's very obvious where he's off to and why. Do you know what I mean? But when it becomes a discomfort thing, I will still kiss you, but I'll kiss you on your lips. Do you know what I mean?
So you're not on your cheek boundaries then?
No, because we're talking on the lips, innit?
Regardless of...
If he said he don't want to kiss you, he doesn't want to kiss.
I will still probably kiss him on the cheek. I think, I don't know.
So at what age do you start respecting their boundaries? Because
to be honest, even if you're 18, I can still kiss you on the cheek. There's
will
actually
show you that these children, like, they're humans. They have boundaries. You must take into consideration how they feel. So even down to changing their nappy. Can I change your nappy, please? And I feel like as parents, we do actually ask them to change their nappy. Whether or not we wait for their response, we ask.
I don't know.
I said you need to change your nappy. Juda's nappy, or when you change your nappy, you be like, come, can I change your nappy?
Yeah.
No,
and whether or not they change your nappy,
but Judah can't speak.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
What do you say?
I don't pick him up. I don't know.
So what about Roman? Just before
Roman, like for instance, in the morning.
Yeah.
I'll be like,
take off your nappy.
Exactly.
He's a big boy, take it off.
Okay.
And then with Judah,
I'm conscious, not because of any particular reason, but I'm conscious that I do say, "Can I change your nappy?" And your response really doesn't matter to me because we know your nappy needs to be
changed. But
I'm like, it's like in my head, I'm like, I'm asking you, but you know, so you know that it's you. Technically, you have the right to respond.
Yeah.
Your response is irrelevant at this moment in time. But I'm conscious that actually, like, it is your body and you have every right to say no.
I agree.
I not in this moment want me to change your nappy, but I'm going to. Do you know what I mean?
I agree with that kind of being conscious because, like, anytime I want to do something and Roman's like, "Mom, I don't want to," I always kind of pause and give it a minute. And then I may try and convince him somehow.
Yeah.
So even like to do his hair, "Oh, Mom, I don't want to. I'm like, "Please, you need to jump me." So I'm trying to coerce him, but also I do want to respect that boundary because I feel that's the only way to get respect back on the other tail end. Do you know what I mean? Because as a boy, I want him to know boundaries as well. I want you to know that when I say stop, you stop. When I say no, it's no. Do you know what I mean? So I think, I don't, not all the time, I don't always do it, but I do kind of double take. So it's in my mind to kind of be more conscious of what he's actually saying.
I think like what you said, I've never asked Micaiah, "Can I change your nappy?" I never did when he was wearing a nappy. It was always, "Come, let's change your nappy," or "Take it off." It was a directive as opposed to a question. However, I do think, like you said, whenever he says no to something, then it makes me think. But I didn't feel like I was not giving him his rights to say yes or no or whatever. It's just, I obviously know what's best and nappy, he's changing.
And I guess at that point they're really young.
That's how I felt. He's too young. So for me, it's, I know what you need. You can run around with that nappy or you can go and remove it and be walking around with poo. Who knows? So it's just like, let me just tell you, the nappy needs to be changed. That was my view. But I think if I ever had the situation where he says no and he seemed a bit disturbed, then I'll deal with that at that time. But it wasn't I didn't have that concern of, I need to ask him permission, all of that. It wasn't really a thing for me.
I never used to. I guess I didn't really particularly care about permission previously, but social media and everything, like
it's a new theme, isn't it?
Things, it's made me think. So even down to like recently, like Charles was like to Amara, "Oh, give Daddy a kiss." And she was like, "No, Daddy." He's like, "What do you mean? Give me a kiss." And she's like, "No, Daddy, no, I don't want to." And I was like, "Actually, no." Like if she said no, like, no,
leave her.
She said no. He's like, "What? Why can't I kiss?" I'm like, "But she said no, though. So why are we forcing her to kiss?"
It's his fault for asking. He should have just kissed her.
Exactly. It's like, actually, and it's in my head. I'm like, no, but it's a kiss. Like, in what day and age should we force somebody to kiss us? As adults, you can never go to someone and say, "Give me a kiss." And if they say no, you're like, "Give me a kiss." Like, it becomes something else.
But then it's an adult.
And I get it, but So I get what you're saying. What you're learning as a child will take you through to adulthood, no?
No, you kind of learn along the way. Things change along the way.
But there's a foundation that's being set.
Yeah.
And things like, if it's now a kiss is so like, oh yeah, you just be kissing because somebody says give you a kiss. What we like, do you know what I mean? Like I don't, there's certain things that I'm like, actually, no is no, and I'm comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Certain things like, no, you actually don't know what you're talking about. Follow my lead, let's go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'll give an example, like my niece, like, you know, you'll be like, oh, hug auntie goodbye or kiss them goodbye. She was never on it. Do you know what I mean? And I proper respect that her parents didn't ever force her. They never forced her, like, and it'll be.
But will she say bye?
Maybe not, babes.
And they won't force her.
They won't force her.
I'll
like,
be honest, I will force. It sounds bad. I don't use the word force.
Yeah.
How old?
This I think what she's like 4 now, but this is up until recently. Like, she's like, oh, can I have a hug? She, like, do you know what I mean? Yeah, she may not want to.
At 4,
I think, but now she's 4. She will give the hugs. Okay. She will say hi. Do you know what I mean? And I think it's good that they didn't force her. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like all those years going by.
That same thing, but they never really get. So there's a child I know. He's 6, 7, and from a very young age as well. He didn't really want to say bye. They'll say bye. He won't say it. They'll just keep going because obviously he's going to be waiting for bye. But now, at his 6, 7 age, I think he's 7 now, he still doesn't, like, you have to be kind of begging him and encouraging him to say bye.
But what's it's not rudeness though, isn't it? It's shyness, no? Or he's a bit reserved?
I'm not, maybe reserved, but for me personally, I would always, if it's a family member or something and I'm saying bye, I would tell you to say bye. Yeah. The same way I would tell you to say hello.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be like, no, say hello. You know, sometimes
say hi to auntie.
Say hello. You don't have to cuddle, you don't have to kiss if you don't want to.
What about if they don't?
But the hello and bye, I would actually encourage it.
What about if they don't? Do you know
I would encourage it to the point that they do, is what I mean. I'm not sure the better way to put that.
Yeah. If they don't, for me, if they don't, it's explain, or ask him, why didn't you say hi? Or, you know, like, you're leading by example, like we said earlier, in terms of you're saying hi, so you're gonna say hi to auntie or bye. Say bye then. Why you didn't say bye?
Yeah.
You know, like,
I think if it gets too awkward, you can't be making a scene about it.
You won't make a scene.
Especially when they're so young.
So you go away and have that conversation.
Yeah, that's
but
what I mean.
I will have multiple tries and then it'll be like, okay, we have to deal with this at home. And then it'll be like, oh, why didn't you say hello? So I agree with that.
Yeah.
But I will encourage it, like, more than once. I will kind of be like, no, come on, say hello. Do you know what I mean? Like, even with kids that I know, like Roman or Isaiah or Zeke was name me, I'll be like, come on, say hello to auntie. I'll tell you, come on. Like, that's just me being me, just being honest. I've never really thought about it. Am I forcing him or am I kind of infringing on them? I would naturally be like, come on, Roman, you didn't say hello to me today. They say hello auntie, I'm giving him cuddles all around the place. But I will naturally do that. Maybe because he wasn't always reserved from the beginning.
That's what I'm saying. It's different children. If you know your child's a certain way, you forcing them all of a sudden now, it's now they're in tears. Do you want that? It's not that deep. Like, it's not that deep. Yeah.
Funny from the beginning or kind of reserved or didn't really like it from the beginning. To be honest, I'd leave it to your mum to decide if she wants to stay.
But you know, but the thing is,
and there's something else to sort out there. Do you know what I mean? Hello, is this the tip of the iceberg? Actually, do you know what I mean?
But then also you need to remember that children kind of like they grow and they change. So Azariah, if you remember when she was young, she will not. She will not.
My toughest godchild.
Yeah, she will not say hi.
Beg, please, I'm your godmother, please. This girl won't.
She would not. She doesn't even smile. She won't even give you any time.
Yeah.
But now.
What age do you think it changed?
Like
what age?
2.5, 3.
Is it?
Oh, that's quite early though. 2.5. Early? 2.5.
No, but it's
start saying hi. It's a long time.
2 years.
It's a long time.
When did you start talking? What, 1?
Yeah.
Okay, so for about a year. When they're still waddling.
They're not showing you love.
Not even that. Even before 1, smile, no engagement. She won't even hug you. She
won't even look in your direction. If
But-
you take her, she'll be like,
But now she's the most friendly. She's just
look for you. Hi, auntie.
So sometimes you just carry on encouraging, because obviously it's you know, behaviors that we want our children to kind of have in it, like to be able to greet and stuff like that. So for me, I never stopped saying hi or whatever, or hug auntie or whatever. I even give her to you. Go and hug her. She'll cry. She'll be crying. So yeah, like sometimes children just kind of like change anyway.
Yeah. And she's literally the sweetest now.
Yeah, no, she's
like the
so
other day I was
funny,
tidying up. She's like, auntie, do you need help with anything?
Yes, so cute.
What? I was like, oh, hey, go carry the
All of them
stool.
are melting my heart.
Carry the
Every
stool.
single one of them, one by one. Like, they were just, honestly, it's nice. But I do think we're all mature enough as adults and parents to kind of assess if it's beyond just a hello, and we kind of just take it from there.
Yeah.
If it's your child or another person's child, you kind of know if it's just they're shy and they just need a bit of encouragement, or if you'd kind of know if it's beyond that and you kind of just let it be. Do you know what I mean?
So the take home is, we respect our children's boundaries to a certain degree.
I like that.
Right?
That statement.
Yeah, to a certain degree. Okay, but as children, they are entitled to privacy.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
And I even like Micaiah, when he goes to the toilet, you know we spoke about going to the toilet and closing the door.
Yeah.
You know, they teach them that stuff at nursery. I love it. Like Micaiah does it all the time. He'll be like, no, I'm using the toilet. Whilst I have to kind of beg to get in to clean his bum and make sure the toilet's correct. But I love the fact that he understands that it's a private space.
Yeah.
So when he's at grandma's house or anyone else's house, my mum will be like, can you believe he's closing the door on me? But I'm like, yeah, so like, whilst, you're going to have to kind of beg him, but it's a good thing because at least outside, he's not going to let anyone in the room.
Yeah.
If he won't let his family do it, then so I like stuff like that because I suppose it's learning in a more subtle way about privacy. It's not too, you know what I mean, too mature for them or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's been very insightful, very interesting. Well, guys, as we said earlier, if you haven't already, click the subscribe button. I know you've enjoyed today's video, and we'll see you next week. Bye from Mums in Melanin.
Bye.